I'm gonna start working on a video, some information that the All Father gave me. So I'm not doing all this with all this apologies and all this. So if anybody takes offense to anything I say, then that's really their problem. The Gentiles lied about dieting, and I gotta get the last video I did. I couldn't. It didn't capture the images, but I just decided to upload it and put the link below. But they lied about dieting, and they are pushing this veganism and all these things. Now, before somebody goes, well, I'm a vegan, this isn't like the other cats coming and saying, or you wicked if you do this, or you righteous if you're doing this. We're talking about how the Most High designed the body, right? And how he designed the body and the diet that they're pushing, because veganism is becoming popular and all that. At best, you should be if you were going to try to eliminate meat, you should be a vegetarian. But I can honestly say, as somebody who spent 10 years of vegan and went back into veganism shortly before the Most High gave me the knowledge, 'cause I was wondering what was wrong with my health. Now, I know that there are bodybuilders who are vegans and so on and so forth. And I also know that typically vegans have to use a lot of supplements. What we were not told was that the human stomach, our digestive system, is that of a carnivore's. It is possible for you to survive as a human being without eating any vegetation or fruits. It would be difficult, as I tried to transfer to that, because your body is used to burning carbohydrates. The high carb, low fat diet, essentially what your body wants to burn is fats. It wants to burn fats. And I'm going to make the video, and I'm going to go into why they pasteurize milk under the guise of, oh, well, there's bacteria in milk that's not good for human consumption. Do you know that there are good and bad bacteria? Basically, long story short, and I will make the video. When you pasteurize milk, you're essentially killing it. The All-Father, the Most High, he creates living things. Everything that we consume, water is living. Everything is supposed to be living. Just to give a quick snippet, essentially, when you're on a vegan diet and you're eating all these, like kale and all these things, plants are designed for herbivores. So, for instance, a goat or a sheep will eat, or a cow eats like the grass and all those things. Oh, what's going on here? Unable to flash. I don't need you to flash. What is this talking about? Anyway, the vegetation, a lot of it is not completely bioavailable to us. What that means is we're not able to get all the protein from even things like beans. Our body does not get all the nutrition from that. Essentially, there's a order to creation. Essentially, like a cow will chew the cud, and its body will break down all of that. And when you eat the cow, you get all that nutrition from the earth through the cow. It is how the Most High designed it. But I'm not going to waste time going into it now. I don't know why. I just wanted to put this, I don't know. I don't want to call it a teaser, but out there. And I can attest, the first night I didn't eat, I basically found this information out, and I was praying to the Most High. And next thing I know, there was a nice piece of steak in the fridge. That just never happens. And I cooked it, and I can tell you that just that little bit of steak I had, there was no itis. You get a little bit of meat, you got a bunch of rice, beans, a bunch of carbs, you eat and you pass out, right? Growing up, they used to call it nigga-itis. When you eat the way your body's supposed to, you don't get that crash. But I'm gonna go into it. I'm also gonna explain to y'all why some of y'all can't lose weight. Like some of y'all women that's fat and it's like, oh, I've been trying to lose weight and I can't. It's because of the carbs. And I'm gonna go into that. Some of you dudes who trying to lose weight and you can't. It's the carbs. It's not that carbs are evil in general. it's too many carbs, and a lot of the carbs that we are eating are not good. Like pasta is plant based, and pasta has something in a lectin, if I'm pronouncing it right. Plants have defense mechanisms to protect themselves from bugs that try to eat them. But when you eat some of these plants, that chemical is being released in your stomach, and it messes up your stomach lining too. There's a lot of things we don't understand. I'm sure that there's a way to take certain plants and pasta and to get rid of those effects. But remember, the Gentiles are preparing the food. They do not know how to make food right. Like fiber is not good for your stomach. Like what? Yeah, I know. They don't know what they're doing. The wrong people are in charge. Now they're trying to come out with the information about, raw milk and all. It's like, yo, y'all the people who did this. And I'm telling you right now, this is the last thing I'm going to say. The reason that they have diminished the food is because they do not want us to have our full physical power, you men. Samson was blessed with abnormal strength, but don't get it fucked up. Ancient Israelite men were supernaturally strong by comparison today. Like LeBron James would have had the strength of a woman compared to how strong the men were back in the day. Samson was just well beyond that. Remember the story of Jacob rolling the boulder from the because he wanted to get at Rachel, and it took like 4 men to normally do this. 4 men couldn't do this today, but he did it by himself, right? Ancient Israelites were super strong. It would have been nothing for one of our ancestors who grew much bigger to take a strong modern man and throw him, across the street. And we still have that physicality today. But what the Gentiles did, just like they did to us here in America, they killed the buffalo. They killed our food sources. They did this to certain animals, like like some of the big wildcats. They attacked their food source and forced them to grow smaller. We are smaller than we are supposed to be, right? You see somebody that's 6'6", 6'7", and you think, oh, he's tall. Like, no, man, that was like average for us. So I'm gonna make this video as soon as I can, and hopefully the All-Father bless it that people can see. I'm not trying to grow a channel. I just have a little bit of information, and with all us getting the magic back and all that, in order to really use that stuff in battle, we gotta have everything. You gotta be fueling up with the right food. You gotta be getting enough calories. Your spirit gotta be right. Your chakras gotta be right, and then you could fully use that power. Like this idea that, well, my spirit's strong and that's all that matters in my body. Like, nah, man. Like, you gotta eat. In the Starseed transmission, when it was talking about fasting, hey, check it out. We been fasting. We ain't been being fed by the light of the Most High all this time. The king say that our centuries of fasting are up. He wasn't even necessarily talking about not eating physical food. Like, we about to go to war. You need food. But I'm gonna make this video, man, as soon as I can.